Welcome back, y'all. My name is AJ, and I'm here to yap about Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 3, Tatarigoroshi. I am once again joined by my straight man, Griffin. Say hello, Griffin.
Hey, I just got done beating my wife.
Griffin, we discussed you can't say this on camera!
I just uh got my wife to make me a sandwich. Real, yeah, because they just told me to. But she's misogynistic.
Last time, Keiichi discussed his murder
On
plans, but
Higurashi Z.
he monologued to himself a lot. And then he
Uh,
realized this is a fucking stupid plan, and he decides to go pray to Jesus Christ like Eddie does in the third Spider-Man film.
and then he goes to then he realizes that he's part of a simulation.
And Higurashi just takes a really sudden, weird twist.
And then he sneaks into oh my god, what is the fucking name of the shell station in Metal Gear Solid 2?
A big shell.
Yeah, Big Shell. He sneaks into Big Shell and finds out that, oh, it was a training program to become the new Satoshi.
Let's just continue before we go any deeper than that. Sunday, 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 Sunday. The fireworks I heard before noon were probably the announcement of the opening of the festival. And the weather certainly wasn't the festival weather. It was cloudy. It's raining this time. There's kind of a possible downpour starting this area and last until around midnight. That's different.
Oh, that's different,
When it
yeah.
rains the moment, the festival will go on. The festival had to open, or else it wouldn't begin. The Furuta Shrine Grounds are probably decorated beautifully for the big performance that only happen once a year. Many paper lanterns were hung up, all the auspicious colors of red and white. The
Has
sound
it
of
played this
electric
before?
motors. No, this is Neo. What?
Oh, okay, good. Good.
First Snow. Snow 3. Radiata Alice
Nice.
version.
Yeah, good.
The happy family is watching them, smiling. Today was the festival of Watanagashi. Was everyone already partaking in the festivities? What about Satoko? Has she forgotten her days suffering just for a few moments while smiling that brilliant smile that she hadn't in so long? This will probably be the longest day of my life. It'll be a day I'll remember vividly as long as I lived. I told my parents I'd go to the festival this evening and lounge around during the afternoon. The same roof, but they couldn't help but being surprised by my deviation from how I usually spent my time. Glancing at my parents out of the corner of my eye, I went out from the front door. The time my shoes gets a little tighter than normal. Expressed the firmness of my resolve in those knots. Shut up! Decided to murder Satoko's uncle. I was in speechless excitement. I almost went crazy! When I was planning out the act of murder, which was directly against all the morals fostered in me thus far, such a state of calm I almost without loss of my emotions again. And then, yesterday, when I learned that Satoshi made the exact same phone call as me, I didn't know how to describe the muddled feelings I had then. Now entering today... Well, like all emotions I possess until now. It's kind of feel when you get right after you wake up. When you're still half asleep, you don't feel like do anything very clearly. I would take that man's violence committed against Satoko. When I feel sadness towards sympathize with her. I felt no discontent towards my friends who were just waiting and watching, never reaching out to her for any help, and no nervousness or fear towards the day that finally came. Yes. Right now, you could say I was the best possible condition for carrying out a murder. When it came down to it, I probably need to let my violent emotions take control. But right until that moment, I'll be like an insect. I would slowly, surely, and silently move towardly my one objective. And then I'll have my prey, I attack like a bullet. There's no emotion in that. Just a creepy mindset insects possess. That sort of sneaking feeling was just the best. I would kill Satoko's uncle like he was a worm. I had to laugh a little thinking it like this way, thinking like an insect. Tug. Tie up my laces one more time, walked out the door. Storeroom. I needed to dig the man's grave. Shovel was convenient one for camping. It twisted like so and split into three. I could easily hide in my bag. Twisted the shovel and dismantled it. And even though I've done it countless times before, I had trouble for some reason. I got suddenly clumsy now. Knew why. It wasn't because I was nervous. A weak-willed self deep within me was hesitant. I knew that the act of dismantling the shovel was the first step I take to becoming a murderer. The last twist was conspicuously difficult, finally submitted before the strength of my determination. There on Satoko's house was outside my circle of activity. But even just riding my bike in the middle of the day like this might seem suspicious to an observant person. Definitely wanted to avoid meeting and talking to someone I knew. Not mine, I chose the route to my destination carefully. I'm going the long way around. How long the stay would be, I could never be too careful after all. Still, I was just fortunate enough not to run across anybody on my way to the planned site of the crime. I wasn't superstitious at this point, but it was a good omen. The place I would dig the hole was in this grove, a little further into the woods. I was worried I might not make it to the same place as before, since there was no signs to guide me, but I arrived there smoothly and as expected. Took another look around. Not even a hint of human presence. This was the air a little damp, but it was comfortable in the cool shade of the trees. I took a disappointable shovel out of my bag and began skillfully pulling it together. Then I stuck the tip of the shovel into the soft-looking patch on the ground and pushed it with my foot. The shovel would spill into the earth as I put some strength into that foot. The act of doing so seemed awfully like the point of no return and made me hesitate. Just digging a hole with a shovel but made me gulp hard. Calm down, my bada, Keiichi. Let's do a countdown. Get it done on the count of 3, okay? Alright. 1, 2... Couldn't do it on the own countdowns by me sticking the shovel into the ground. I just count down 5 or 6 times. Damn it, I'm just digging a hole. This is pathetic. Thought that I put strength in my heel like I was stepping on something unpleasant. Split came from a sharp noise. Slowly stopped at the beginning. Roots and stones quickly got in my way, for me just how hard it was to dig a hole enough for a person. A decent person would have come here anyway. It would be enough to cover him up with some dirt. Every time I thought like that crept my mind, I bit it down with my teeth and dug even harder. Dug harder even now. Couldn't hide him like this. Every time I thought that, I would go down the hole, grow disappointed at how shallow it was, I returned to digging. Thin layer of sweat on my brow eventually formed to drops and fell into the ground. Back was even worse shape. My damp shirt adhered to my skin. It felt so disgusting. Things I couldn't stand the most were mosquitoes. And they were attracted by the scent of my sweat. White and black striped mosquitoes would cling to me whenever I let my guard down. It was hot. Disgusting. It was sticky. It was itchy. All those uncomfortable feelings searched me in waves. I didn't yell at anyone. It's me talking to myself, me telling myself something. Why was I feeling this way and digging a hole all the way out here? What benefit would digging this hole give me? The harm would it be not digging this hole at all? Wait, in the first place, who ordered me to dig? When I saw it over, maybe since grade school, and before that, my whole life I've been only doing what other people told me to. I didn't mean it was something constrained, living life just on my commands of others. I mean I was too lazy to try to find my own road in life. Metaphorically speaking, yes, it was like a road. I'd never been particularly physically fit. I didn't hit puberty very early, and my classmates and I got in a line. I'd usually be on the shorter end. My scores in jump rope competition and marathons were a very picture of average. It wasn't like the captains of the dodgeball teams would have passionate rock paper scissors contests to see which one would get me. During the kindergarten and the grade school years, it was like someone was only aware of how fast they grew up and how fit they were. Looking back at it now, it was really uncomfortable for me. The thing that turned all around was just a few words from my mother.
Keiichi? あなた塾に入る気はない？学校の勉強がわかるようになって楽しくなるわよ。
I highly doubt that. The very first tests I took at grad school was kind of like a game. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't like the test with the same exact problem dozens of times in a row. Every question had a picture to it, almost like one of those puzzle books that came with manga magazines. If my studies at school had been like this, it would have been way more fun. Several days later, I went to the grad school again with my mother and the enrollment paperwork. Mom and I in person at grad school had a really long, heated discussion, so I accidentally dozed off and missed most of what they said, but I clearly remember one point. Mom had made a loud growl, surprised at something.
61って平均点が61点ですか？
いえ、違いますよ、お母さん。全国展開する当塾での平均偏差値が61です。簡易式の知能検査でも非凡な数字が出ています。まず申し上げて、前原圭一君は大変に頭がいい。
Oh no, he's a gifted student.
でも
That's not going to bode well later in his
成績
life.
じゃありませんし、通信簿も234が適当に並ぶ平均的なもので、何かの間違いではありませんか？
いくつかの知能テストとも重ねましたが、その結果興味深いことが分かりました。前原君は意味を持たない問題に非常に弱いのです。
What the fuck does that mean?
無味乾燥で自身の生活に結びつかない内容の問題に興味が持てないのです。
2+3 は分からなくても、リンゴが2個あって3個増やしたら何個にという形なら理解できるということですか？
その通りです。
I guess that makes sense.
例えば正六面体の展開図を書けと言われて混乱する圭一君も、サイコロを切り開いたらどんな形になるというふうに聞けば見事に答えられるの
That
です。
explained Keiichi's reasoning up until now. First, the grad school showed a page of one example I took. It was a paper with questions about construction. Construction questions were unusual, so they were really cool, weren't they?
正二十面体の展開図を書けという問題です。
Yeah, you made that word up.
二十面体のサイコロを作るにはどんな風に厚紙を切ればいいと聞き直したら、圭一君はさも簡単そうにこれを書いてみせました。これは平凡なことではありません。
ケイチ、あなたどこかの本の雑誌の付録か何かで二十面体のサイコロを作ったことがあったの？
Dice only went from 1 to 6. I never even considered this before the test, that there was dice with more than 6 sides. So it's fun to imagine what kind of shape a die that went up to 20 would have. If I died like that, I could win snakes and ladders against anyone, so I really wanted to make it. Finally, I entered grad school. There was only 4 students in that class they put me in, which was called Select. It's the highest class, and some of my classmates were in the lower classes. I remember how much better they had done at things like dodgeball and 50-meter sprint. I felt happiness well up for me for the first time. Even if I wasn't good at it physically, I tried to improve them in other ways. It's fun at first. The more I did, the more I was praised. My teachers at school suddenly started pampering me. It felt good. My parents were satisfied too. I enjoyed seeing them satisfied. The moment I listened to my parents' comments, the more fun things got. That did happen, didn't it? I grinned dryly in self-deprecation. Because, well, my studious lifestyle didn't end up lasting very long. It's only at the beginning I enjoyed learning more and more. Gradually got along less with my friends. My classes were behind what I was learning in clearance school, and I eventually stopped respecting the teachers, given that they could put me to sleep with their lectures. And, well, I was a discourse who bragged a lot how much I knew. The ways of the world wouldn't let me remain in a state of ecstasy forever. I would do as I was told, and I'd go above and beyond their expectations, and they praised me. I was happy for that. The cycle repeated itself like the wheels of a bike. I saw moving forward like how life worked, like a bicycle. When I moved to Hinazawa, I realized how inadequate it was. Some things happened, and we just started saying how moving and getting a change in atmosphere would be nice. Then my father, he had a place that he liked, that he'd gone a few times to draw the nature. He started saying that he wanted to bring his atelier there. That, me in amazement, decided to move to Hinazawa. And after that, I met them, didn't I? First day after transferring here, I went to the classroom with the teacher. I thought it would seem pitiful for her to bring me in there, so I placed my hand on the door before she could, slammed it open, and stepped foot into the room. Gladder. The thrilling, powerful way I opened the door was none of my own determination to try to do my life over again. And then, within seconds, determination took a hard counter to the face. A blackboard eraser fell on me. Plus, there was a huge rock inside. It was supposedly a triumphal trap someone had set up. Oh, come on. Satoko was already beat me for the first day I transferred? Right. I was bewildered. The class was surprised, too. I wasn't just surprised that students in the class were all in different grades and all different genders. It was because the room felt completely different from the schools I knew. Spent more time with them, my surprise continued to grow. This fresh sense of surprise never left my life, even to this day. Every day was a fresh new surprise, and never had a single boring day since coming here. The days were lively, so with the other club members. Play old maids with cards, scratches on the back to cheat. We all our passions go wild during our games. We all allow regular participant tournaments at the toy store in town, and many more things. Recently during those times, there was a bento competition. It was then. That's when I saw an unexpected side to Satoko. Thinking back on it, I only ate dinner for 2 nights. It was such a sweet, gentle time spent, and it warmed my heart remembering it even now. And Satoko was pretending to be stubborn and firm, and how brave she was. Part of her heart always waiting for Nini to come home. And I vowed to become her Nini. Satoko may be nagging and overly critical, but she knew how to take care of someone. But so it might seem like she was taking the lead, it was actually a way of depending upon another person. In Satoko and Satokoshi's lives as siblings were confined with uncle and a wife, they were still warming sunny days. When those sunny days all go wrong, what mistake was made? Lamenting tragedies of the past would do no good, and I told myself that many times, but I did anyway. Keiichi, is that why you chose your own path to take back that life? Nobody ordered you to do this. You decided on your own. You don't desire anyone's praise for this. You thought it all through yourself. You'll carve it out yourself. And you'll do it now. This wasn't a path I could see very far down, not like the road parents or society could offer. It's a narrowed path, dark and utterly depressing, one for which the next step would always be shrouded in darkness. That discerning path would keep going on forever. It was an unlimited path, and there was nowhere I couldn't travel. The kind of path only available to those who imagined where they wanted to go. Don't be ashamed of breaking from the brightly lit paved road. In fact, feel proud that if you found your own path to walk, murder. Discarded the paved road either. Once I achieve my goal, I'll go back to the bright road, and then I will spend those average sunny days at my leisure.
What an odd place for them to expand on Keiichi's backstory. While he's digging a grave.
I dig it all myself. Put my shovel on the bottom of the hole. I drag the body here and throw in a hole in the cover of dirt. Even if it took me time to camouflage it, putting plants on top will all be much more easily than digging this hole had. I glanced at it was almost even I didn't realize that. I'm sorry, guys. I felt the time passing. But digging a hole this week must have been taking quite a lot of time. Took a seat on a slanted rock nearby, wiped sweat from my brow. Now once it got a little darker, I go get the metal bat I hid in the schoolyard. I make the call to lure him out. And then I do it. The number of things I need to do to reach that moment was dwindling. Felt that moment closing in me much more cleanly than I did the passage of time. I didn't have any hesitation, but I still felt that a contradiction. At every step in the process, I had a few chances to hesitate, to turn back, to let myself lose my nerve. Having to endure those million temptations and wait for the time was right was indescribably slow and painfully torture. I saw myself acting all week because of that, but I stopped midway through. This was okay. It was fine. I could test the noble act of homicide as much as I wanted, and it didn't matter. I wasn't going to be a cutthroat killer after today. I would pass through this strange thing and go back to the world I was in before. I felt a level of psychopath was not listening to killing. I wouldn't be able to go back to my old life. So this was fine with me. I didn't have to feel ashamed at hesitating to kill. Because I was human. It's so funny to me that a bear boy should have Sama's curse at the same time I was aware I was a human. He held lightly and stood up. Concealed my presence and sharpened my senses in all directions. Search for anyone around me. Okay. Let's go. Time to get a murder and I would walk my own path. Path no one forced me to walk.
行くぞ前原圭一
Cicadas made a lowing fuss. The chorus covered up the suspicious noise of me breaking twigs underfoot. And the chorus filled the path ahead of me, letting me know I'll be alone for some time. Cicadas blessed the path I walk, encouraged me with every last ounce of strength they had. The sky was far above. Night by an hour, the veil of night would draw near, the sky would be tinted with dusk. By that time, the Higurashi would let me hear the chorus in the place of the cicadas. When that happened, would everything be over with? Would everything have ended? I said something along those lines when I left Satoko's fate up to the public agency. But this time was different. I would do it. I would carry it out.
Come
I
on.
would end it.
Say it.
It would all be over very soon. Everything would end. Yes. When the Higurashis cried,
He said it! He said it!
I joke, but it's kind of a hard line in this context.
I hope you know I put the Family Guy clip there.
As you should, yes.
I do that for Kingdom Hearts. There was nobody at school. I couldn't hear the playful voices of children. It's the first time I've seen a school with such a lack of human presence. Still, I caught my breath and looked around, not wanting to be unprepared. It had gotten darker outside, but those of my eyes could see more clearly now. I made absolutely sure of my safety, then walked to the heavy construction machine and hidden metal bat behind. I had a tinge of worry, a premonition that someone had found this bat hidden somewhere else as a prank. Happened! I took an opportunity to detest. If it really wasn't there, then sensation of chilled metal. It was still here when I left it. I hadn't run away. Satoshi hadn't run away. He waited here patiently for me.
待たせたな、サトシ。いよいよだが、覚悟はいいか。
Touch. Satoshi grins at me and hit mine. So I should be asking, you know. I did this last year already. But you were worried about yourself.
上等だぜ、サトシ。
Oh, he's going crazy,
メニューを見せ
crazy.
てやろうぜ。
Satoshi back got lighter and lighter and fit in my hands like it was being absorbed. Did not feel wrong to swing this. Could move it around so naturally it was like an extension of my own right arm. Of course it felt like that. Satoshi and I were holding one bat together. Next, I'll make the call to lure that man out. It wasn't a bad time for it. My friends would doubtlessly parading happily through the stalls. I hadn't considered where to make the call from. My house and Satoko's were pretty far apart. If I called from my house, I wouldn't make it. Could I use the school phone? But as I saw it, the room was locked up and I couldn't get in. Payphone it is. Shit, I'm so naive. You should have at least figured this part out. Yeah, Keiichi! Couldn't call him. Guess for that, was today all over? Sorry, Satoshi. Just I cursed my own naivety, a miracle occurred. Bicycle came into the schoolyard. It was a familiar middle-aged man. The one from the Forest Field Service office. Why? Wasn't today Sunday? Was he gonna pick something up he forgot? Anyway, the forest officer went back and felt around his pocket and locked the door and entered. Best possible coincidence. It had been Satoshi who saved me. Metal bat, though, just my contact with it, told me it was a chance I couldn't allow to slip by. Sections of the forest office and school were neatly separated. So the man headed to the forest office storehouse, which was so far from the back where the students were allowed. The door didn't match its fitting so well, so it didn't close all the way, and the gap in the door slowly slid as if to lure me in. Took a deep breath and went in. Tiptoed along silently, stealthily, and made it to the teacher's lounge. That was the only place with a phone. As I held my breath in the teacher's lounge, I heard the forest service officer walking back over. The back door shuttered, clad shut, and was locked. I glanced out the window of the schoolyard and watched as the man got on his bike like nothing had happened and rode out the school gate. Thank God caller ID hasn't been invented yet. School once empty, it became deathly silent. Waited for a bit to make sure the silence was the real deal, then I reached for the telephone on the principal's desk. Finished Satoko's house from the number in my pocket. Yes, the number in the class directory for Satoko and the one from their house, which she lived with her uncle. I know. I touched it out with my fingers and then stopped for a moment about what to say when he picked up. Despite how many times I'd gone over in my head last night. I had my finger on the dial like this, started to seep out my mind like a cracked bucket leaking water. Like a puppet with its strings cut. Simple would be best. More brothers say stray and not sound sussy. I counted off the 3 heartbeats and spun the dial. Call sound. Would Satoko's uncle pick up? Now of all times, I hoped that he wouldn't pick up, and the feeling of doom and the knowledge that I couldn't save Satoko if he didn't whirled around in the vortex. It was the voice of a grumpy man, like he had just woken up. He picked up. Say your name so you know your Hojo, you ass. I know your Hojo, you asshole. It'd be terrible if I got it wrong. Luckily, I can see his name. Made up mind. Switch it outside. Here you go.
こちらは下根市沖宮警察です。北条さんのお宅ですか?
I was changing my voice, but do you really think I sound like an adult? We believe I was the police? Oh, we locked in.
今、お宅のお嬢さんの北条聡子さんをこちらで保護しています。
え？聡子が？あいつ何かやらかしおりましたか?
Fell for it. I could tell by how tense he was that he did not my words.
詳しい事情はこちらにいらしてからご説明します。すぐにこちらへ来ていただくことはできますか?
今ですか? 風呂に入っちゃったからあんまし表に出たかないんですがね.
What? You don't want to come because you already took a bath? At least he bathes.
はい、今すぐです。
すぐ。さとこのやつ何をしちゃったんですか?
詳しい話はこちらでいたします。ではお待ちしていますのでよろしくお願いします。
ちょっと俺警察署がどこかわかんないんだけど、どこよ場所?
You moron! What the fuck? Don't tell me a police station. I don't know where it is either. Aren't you from around here? Why don't you know that? Greasy sweat came over my body. But that's what the choke he spoke.
消防署の隣でしたっけ? 遠いな.
Thank goodness, he remembered on his own for me. Didn't care what the police station was. As long as he left his house to get there and took the exact path I planned for him.
ではお待ちしていますので。
俺警察行ったら誰んとこ訪ねればいいんよ。あんた名前は?
Oishi-san. Not but that he wanted to know my name. Leave your goddamn house already!
前橋と申します。では失礼します。
You fucking idiot! Almost thought it was my real name. I had to change the last syllable of it, but put the receiver down like I was running away. Fingers were trembling, and I was soaked with a tepid sweat. Wasn't just nervous about the phone call. With that call, everything had finally been put into motion. Left the school. It was locked before, but it was even enough to be open from the inside. I couldn't lock it again after I left. In terms of being thorough, I wanted to lock it, but I couldn't waste time going back to the teacher's lounge looking for the key. I needed to rush back fast, so I couldn't ambush him. I Naruto'd run back to the scene. I'm on my bike. If Satoko's uncle got out of town before I got there, everything would be over. He learned there was no one at the station named Maibashi, and things would get pretty messed up. From full speed, I finally passed a family wearing yukatas. Must have been on the way to the festival. Many people in Himizawa knew my face, so I didn't know theirs. Even just passing by them like this made me uneasy. I didn't generally come around here, so the living there might not have known much about me. Oh my god, that's my brother Keiichi! I love that guy! Hey, Keiichi! I'm gonna get your autograph! Get my bike in a stick and picked up Satochi's bat with my left head in the shade. And then I held my breath, waiting to see someone. Wonder if he still hadn't gotten here. Maybe he went right out after the phone call and he passed by here already? I couldn't figure out which it was. I was set upon the indescribable impatience. Calm down, my brother Keiichi. You say that a lot. Came here already. He passed by on the way back, right? So it'll be the same. It wouldn't change the fact that he'd die. Probably be coming on his motorcycle. How would I stop him then? Yeah! Okay, I was like, Keiichi, how are you gonna stop a motorcycle? I just made pedals. Hit him as hard as I could and made him lose his balance. He wouldn't be able to help but falling. And then, the chorus of Higurashi stopped. The sound of a bike approached from far away. Couldn't tell what sort of motorcycle it was from the sound, but I'd seen it parked before, so I know. It was getting rapidly closer. It was almost here. Just went a little further, he crossed in that thicket and appeared in front of me. I'd take a moment to make sure it was him. And then when I had, I put my plan into action. The motorcycle appeared. A few easily identifiable characteristics told me it was Satoko's uncle's bike, without a doubt. Was it really him? Is he wearing a helmet? Was it really Satoko's uncle? Wasn't making a mistake, was I?
God, it's the wrong guy.
Karen. Its color, shape, and most of all, the man's clothes. And face! Those last feelings of hesitation. I did away with them. Satoko, now your need will end it, okay? Closer, closer, the bike came closer. Let go. Satoshi! Ah! 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 Jump out of the thicket! Use my shoulder with the base of the tackle down on the bike. With all my might. Yay, we got him! He gave a dumb shout as his bike completely lost his balance. Finally fell, the bike scattering clouds of sand and spinning, it stopped.
Man, this chapter's good.
Tossed the ground, didn't understand what just happened, and groaned in a few moments, crouched on the ground. My brain started to become ragged. No, I couldn't have this emotion. Some weird section crossed my brain, nearly made me hallucinate. Uncle was groaning. Now the once-in-a-life opportunity. What was I doing? The sounds of the world cut off. My mental chaos from a moment ago withdrew like a lie. I could feel the temperature of my head rapidly cooling down. The tension of my muscles all went away like strings that had been attached. It had been cut. Yay! Yay! Yeah! Wasn't kind of exhaustion. If you calm down now, my brother Keiichi, do you need to remember again why things got to this point today? Scrape. Scrape. I stepped over the pebble path, taking one step another towards Satoko's uncle. The more I walked, the more my breathing calmed. The more I walked, the more I felt my body cooling, calming, chilling with frost. Yes. This moment, this guy had lost permission to live. Just rescinded it. So he mustn't stay in this world any longer. If he lived any longer, and Satoko's misfortune continued, it would be my responsibility for having allowed him to live. I could feel a cooling substance going through my body, even down to my capillaries. Do you have a word of the day calendar, Keiichi? On the ground again. It's cool how ridiculous he looked. That's all it took for it to hurt. Satoko's hurt much more, and now you're going to feel that. And with your life, I'll make her up for her pain. I erased all necessary information from my mind. Prioritize the murder of this man and breathing. Execute, execute, exterminate, exterminate. Wham! I only call him, deliver my first strike to the back of his head.
Yeah.
Wanted to get at the most efficient spot. At least during the first moment I had to attack him while he was the most defenseless. If you would hit the head, you'd cover his head. It was a defensive reaction all humans made, like machines. He used both hands to cover his head, so I couldn't pick him off himself, the heap he was in the ground. I pounded a caterpillar in the dirt, I hit him over and over. If he covered his head, I hit him in the side. If he had covered his body, I'd go for his head. If he rolled around, I strike his feet. His knees. His elbows. It'd be funny if, like, Keiichi's, like, thinking now this to execute him, and then he's actually just still standing in the corner. Like, yeah, that's how it's gonna go. Oh shit, he's gone.
Yeah.
That's liver fatal wound.
Oh, she's coming down the road.
Her uncle skillfully pulled himself off the ground, started to run like a fleeing rabbit. Break the legs! Go for the legs! It didn't see my face, decided where to fight me. Right now, he was fleeing by instinct, just trying to escape from the threat that presented itself. Counterattack from the most physical capable uncle was what I was most concerned about. He may have run, but it was all unlucky. All these were in my favor. The uncle didn't run away towards people, but off the path into the woods. I then picked up his motorcycle and tossed it like Kazuma Kiryu. Booyah! Fleeing into a strange choreography, like a rat instinctively runs his tight spot over and over. Yes, he was no longer human. He was a rat. The blood vessels in my legs expanded and my total oxygen supply increased. I lowered myself to gain the most explosive velocity I could. Without breathing, I became a wind-like shadow and dashed. The crossed thickets crushed dead tree branches underfoot and dove the woods like a bullet. He ran so cowardly, like arms flailing as he went. After catching up to him, I didn't need to so much as blink an eye to strike him again. My senses, mind, and body were all sharpened purely to kill this man. This was the first time I felt this. Well, this was the first experience I had killing someone. It felt natural, continuing to do this for the first time. And that meant I had this much talent for killing. Or was the cactus human so simple that anyone could do it? Yeah, either or. I didn't struggle or grow tired chasing the clumsy, fleeing uncle. No matter how much he ran, it was like trying to get away from his own shadow. He couldn't get away from me. See him in his back, his shoulders, and his head even from his unnatural stance. Each time I struck him, he wailed in pain and begged prettily for forgiveness, but it didn't disturb my mind. I was neither excited nor plagued by his hesitation like before. It felt sharp, like a carnivore. Of course, so the uncle was trying to make a run away, but he didn't want to die. He didn't want to be eaten, like a herbivore running with all his might. Alright, we're done with the similes, Keiichi. All the hits, he kept fleeing on without even staggering. Despite the bad footing in the forest, he impressively never tripped over anything. But there was no need to admire that fact. It was simply proof that he was no more than an animal. If he was chased, he would run. If he was going to be killed, he would run. He bared his fangs at the weak, but couldn't oppose the strong whatsoever. Slowly, vulgar, and diminutive animal. Hey Keiichi, what are you gonna do with that motorcycle, by the way? Scrap the scar on his body and beyond the deep woods that might not even gone long away as long as she lived. Ooh. My cold and calm motion instantly turned into one bestial once. My personality changed like something specialized for murder, purely to devour the diminutive animal before me. The uncle gave me a puny little streak, covering his head, and ran and ran and ran. Impressed by how much you can run. Fine, run as much as you like. I will be your death. I will choose the moment at my leisure. Your legs will hurt, your lungs will feel about to burst, and your head will hurt from lack of oxygen. If your pain has worse than death, then by all means, stop anytime. Without turning back, suffocating his own terribly approaching death, he just ran shamefully onward. He ran but was chased, his head bashed with metal bats, sweat and drool flying everywhere, blood clinging to him. From his mouth came the sounds of coarse, irregular breathing, a high-pitched screaming that was verged on crying, and the pleas of forgiveness to someone I didn't know who. Each and every second was a second of atonement that I granted him. Now run, 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 run! Then fall, moan, and die! Where did you even crawl out of anyway? You were never here before. If you were never here, you should have never showed up. If you never showed up, our lives would still be fun and enjoyable. We forgot today's festival, waited for each other, and gone to the shrine, laughing. We would have been playing amongst the stalls right about now, having a really boring club game. Or really pedophilic, whichever one Keiichi wanted that day. Miriam would surely make it to a competition, and we as a club would have a grand time. And everyone would have been cheering for Rika-chan's dedication dance, and everyone would say how fun it was, and would give us the energy for days to come. Fun, enjoyable, and funny, warm time spent with friends. And that would have happened, but it didn't. And now it's all smashed to pieces! There's no doubt that the world like you never showed up. You were the obstacle. The mistake. The heresy in that world. But it would be correct that I would correct that mistake now. I would erase you and make it so this last week never happened. Tonight was the Watanagashi festival. The holy night where taking just one life was permitted in the name of Oyoshiro-sama's curse. Ah, it looked like the Higurashi stopped crying at some point. When the Higurashi cried, everything would end. And the Higurashi silenced. Lowly one, the hour of atonement is at end. The Higurashi has stopped her crying, thus it is the end. The end, the end, end. You don't have to run away anymore. Die with those dirty brains of yours smashed everywhere. Ugh! Lightning and thunder struck like an explosion. It was so loud it shook the ground and I smelled gunpowder. The response I got this time was clearly different from the one before. The metal bat crunched in the crown of his head, like the top of his head had caved in, and the bat felt like it was binding him. And then the final killing attack that visited him. When I didn't overlook the opening he had left, his knees gave out under him. I remained alert for a few moments. Then thud, thud, he planted both knees on the ground, and then fell forward, burying his head in the ground. Holding back my ragged breathing, but now it all came out like a dam bursting. My head was dizzy, and the light and unable to maintain my balance, I leaned against a nearby tree. The uncle didn't try to guard his head any longer. After a disgusting sort of spasm, he stopped moving. Did I get him? Did I get him for sure? I fought back my exhausted urge to fall over where I stood, and drew towards him carefully, bat still at the ready. Possible he was faking it, trying to get out. Wait it out. Should I check for a pulse? I realized right away how unnecessary that would be. If I thought it might be faking it, then I would just have to keep pummeling him until I was satisfied. I fought back my rapid breathing again, and then I swung my bat far above and brought it down. Clunk. His body leaped like a bow, but he didn't try to cover his head. Then once again, I aimed for his head and swung. His reaction was the same this time. Same movements making his head into a mochi, the hits gradually started to feel different, and started to display a flutter of dark red liquid everywhere. That was enough. It was definite now. I had absolutely killed him. No sense of accomplishment, nor one of a regret. I feel any anger towards Satoko's uncle, nor pity towards Satoko herself. Instead, right now, I was feeling like my heart had been stolen by a downpour. We had a rain at some point, and how comfortable it felt. The rain water drenched my body and dripped down to the ground. The excitement within me was faded as the rain washed away the grime. In exchange, my shoes were so wet they made splashing sounds. Despite abusing Satoko's bat like that, it wasn't very much bent. There was a few dents in it, probably from hitting the man, but nothing would make it seem different than before. His head had been stained with black and red, and mud and blood. but that itself would be evidence. One piece of evidence needed to prove my delusions had been daydreams. That I ended Satoko's uncle for all eternity. Alright, Keiichi. Calm your mind. Time for passion is over. Now's the time to be cold as ice. I need to bury the body. But where was I? So we followed the man as far as he ran into the darkness. I'm gonna take a guess how far we'd run. It's already pitch black around us. The only light I had was gone with the very faint lights of the road a little further down. Still dark out. I hadn't noticed the darkness just until now. My vision was so good I could see the man's ugly hairline. I could have counted the pores on his head. It's only now that I realized how much crazy strength I mustered in that moment.
Adrenaline solved the drug.
I went over to the streetlight. Looked up down the road, essentially trying to figure out where it was.
ここは
Oh no. This was the road one connecting Mizawa to the town. We were unbelievably far from Satoko's house. Had the two of us really run so far a distance? Surprised to doubt, was accompanied by the knowledge of the miraculous fact that despite running so far and making so much noise, we didn't come across anybody at all. Except for that squirrel, I gotta kill it now! From here in the ambush location where I dug the hole, there was no way I could carry the body that far. Wait, aside from that, the bike the man took was still lying in the middle of the path. Yeah! You didn't think about that one, Keiichi. It'd be an issue. Police could tell whose motorcycle was by looking at its license plate. They would just leave it at that. Thankfully, the course was in the dark forest. Terms of urgency, dealing with the bike would come first. And I wanted to get the shovel back from where I left it next to the hole. Shouldn't drag the body there. Would have to deal with it right here. Fortunately, the ground was like mud from the downpour and much sludgy from here where I was before. Might be able to dig a grave quickly here. Of course, my bicycle was still over where I left it too. Still wasn't over. Homicide had only been half my goal. The other half would be just as important as the first. I mean, you know, at least if you get caught, Satoko is like free. So you know what, Keiichi is for the greater good. Face a man like he never existed and regained the peaceful times we had before. I bent my head backwards and calmed my mind even further. The big water drop had stuck my brow mercilessly. I confirmed that I was sharp again. I started running through the air. Alright. The motorcycle was in the grass at the roadside. Considering how much it looked, felt to have rained covered in mud. It actually seemed like it had been lying there for a very long time. The plan was to drop the motorcycle into the swamp. The swamp was a bit of a walk from here. Lifted the bike up. Didn't think it would be so heavy. A little surprised. Once I had it upright, it was fairly easy to roll it along. Still pushing this thing all the way to the swamp was really not something I wanted to do. I don't feel like it. No longer ignore my exhaustion. More to me numerous times how far the swamp was. It's not a cycle. Wonder if I could ride it well enough. Once I got it going, it was basically the same as a bicycle. No, it wouldn't. Let me get to the swamp quickly. So I answered just my exhaustion, the anxiety to get my motorcycle for the first time for two. Turn the key and then you kick the pedal, right? Yeah! Yeah! It's on! Then I grip the handlebars first the right, then the left. I twisted them too much. The bars left and did a wheelie just like an angry horse. Lost it for a second, but it was just a problem how much torque to apply.
The fuck, Keiichi?
Let's try that again. This time slowly, gently. Last time it went a while. Strange to be on two-wheeled vehicle that would go even if I didn't pedal. Very odd, I got used to it quickly. Y'all told me once you could get a scooter license within a day, and she was clearly right. It was pretty easy. He just threw the metal bat in the swamp too. But I didn't know how to pack the bat into the milking cycle. Not much of a choice, stuff into the back of my shirt, feeling like a ninja carrying a katana. Put it chipped down my pants and hunched over, it wouldn't fall out. Got on the back of the bike and this time got going without any difficulty. Carefully pressed the button labeled light, and the rather strong light came on, illuminating the way forward. Probably really shouldn't have turned it on, but I didn't have any way of seeing it at this point, and with zero confidence I had to ride through the darkness. As the rain came down on me, I maintained a precautious balance and inched my way towards the swamp. Along the way, I ran across a few people who seemed to be returning from the festival. None of them had any interest in me. They were all soaked through the rain, were hurrying on the way home, had their umbrellas low and their heads down. Yesterday, I might have been aware of these passing bys, but Keiichi, aren't you covered in blood right now? In fact, it'd probably be less suspicious right now in the open like this instead of sneaking around. More and more, though, I started thinking the idea as naive, brought on my exhausted state. Climbed a steep hill. On a bike, the hill would put me out of breath, but I accelerated a little bit just to climb the entire thing. Motorcycle, sure, convenient. You know what? I'm gonna keep this, actually. It's mine now. Sign before I passed by it. Only Gasfuchi Swamp. Good children, do not play around here. Still, it wasn't like the way the swamp was condoned off metal fence or anything. Parents and teachers would get mad if you found out you were playing in the swamp, but some bad kids might come stuck out sometimes to see a giant crayfish in the place. Talk about before go to the candy shop, buy some pickled squid, tie it to the fishing line, throw it in, and all the crayfish would come running. Once I got on the bank, there was a tiny ritual shrine and the traditional ropes on one of the trees. And as I swallowed the downpour whole, the blackened swamp waited for me. Slammed the accelerator from the cliff-like stop I was on, and the thing was spliced straight into the middle of the swamp. This is it! Smaller than I thought it'd be, but it's all bubbly. I had to be careful not to fall in with it. If I drowned and disappeared, man, what a stupid ghost story that would be. When I watching Gashi, Satoko Uncle corpse found the sick and road leaving town. My brother Keiichi went missing. People will whisper that I've been demoned away. 5th year's curse and the half-baked one. Got off the bike and twisted the accelerator as hard as I could. I let it go and it seemed like it dragged me forward. The bike shot off a cliff and it was swallowed into the law, leaving its forest life faded fashion, I imagine. The surface would have been pummeled by the downpour. The muddy water, filthy water was flowing into it. Couldn't make out the motorbike, I just run in there. Yeah, happy after all. Be quickly engulfed by the soft mud at the bottom of the swamp. Be pulled deeper and deeper until it reached hell itself. No reluctance whatsoever in throwing a man's motorbike into the land of demons, but I have a strange regret about Satoshi's bat. Washed about with muddy water and the gore sticking off came right off easily. I sort of shared today's events with Satoshi, so I'm gonna give it a quiet place to stay. That's how I felt. So I had to feel more like returning to the locker from before, so I can continue to keep watch over Satoko.
Satoshi, 俺、多分お前のこと誤解してた。
Satoshi listened quietly without nodding. I'm absolutely convinced now. You were the one who beat your aunt to death last year and saved Satoko. I always scorned you, called you a coward to run away, but I was wrong. The rest of the world, some demons behind that incident, but I know. That was something you did for her. And then you disappeared. You finally got back your peace and lost within the days. Oh, I will live life to the fullest from now on, living enough to both for us. I will live on as though this day never happened. One of the short time we shared together for as long as I lived. And I don't know what expression Satoshi made as he listened, but as someone who protected the same girl, I felt like he smiled and given me his blessing. And then, my hand moved of its own accord. And the bat I hesitated to throw away left my hands and flew into the air. Traveled to a parabolic path, spinning all the while, and the swamp absorbed it without a sound. There weren't even ripples when it hit the surface. That surface was tempestuous because of the downpour, and the bat was long gone. For a moment I regretted having thrown it away. But I realized that might have been what Satoshi had wanted.
そうだよな。俺はまだ感傷に浸る余裕なんかないんだよな。
Returning from my shovel and get on my bike. Dig a hole in the high body and bury it. Seemed like simple sequence of events, but I felt extremely exhausted. I had to do it all tonight. Such like my only advice I needed to finish this up soon. For silence for eternity and disappear at the bottom of the demon's abyss. Returned to the path I ambushed her uncle on. My bike was hidden, sleeping in the bush, and I stood it back up. My whole body felt heavy. But I needed to finish this by the end of the day. I didn't even have to whip myself to do it. Oh, I forgot something. I didn't just come here for my bike. The shovel was here too. Not good. Something out. Every once in a while, if I let my guard down, my vision would almost go black. Pull yourself together, my body, Keiichi. Still not over yet. I want you to go over the trees and look for the hole in which I hid the shovel. Fortunately, I had it hidden deep in the forest. I wanted to see it. Now everything was black and night. I couldn't see anything anymore. I looked at my fading consciousness and realized just how big this noise really was.
おい、マジかよ。
Sweat and rain washed me away and came back to my skin.
Huh.
Deep down in the forest, which realized could never reach. The fact it would have been so pitch black could be completely uncalculated. So much darkness, even having able to kill him right away, I planned. I didn't know stuff could still bury him without a problem. I should have brought a flashlight. What should I do? I couldn't find a shovel tonight. I forced myself to go deep in the forest to lose even my sense of direction. I actually get lost in there. That might have been an exaggeration, but it was fully possible. A triple retriever would sprain a muscle. Alright, my house storage room. There's not a shovel there, the same fold-up kind. Can I go back to the house, get the shovel, and give him and find the shovel? No! It's not as though the name my bottle is written on the shovel. Hey, honey, have you seen the shovel that has my name written on it? I'm gonna leave that shovel here. In this darkness, I couldn't do anything. I should give up and go back to the storage room. Keiichi, that's so far away! The body's still out! But it was so extremely dark. Could I light the way with just a lantern? My lantern this dark night. Couldn't discard the possibility of it drawing eyes. I doubt I could find a shovel with a lantern's feasible light. Besides, I left the body there for a pretty long time already. Since the fear dulled through my excessive exhaustion, finally reared its ugly head. Right, for now, the most important thing was to hide the body. A shovel had been found wouldn't have been a big deal, but a corpse? When you found out, I shared the same fate as Satoshi. First, I go back to the storage room at home. Then I get the lantern. Now that's gone dark, and I still need the light to dig a hole for the body, too. I get the shovel. Then deal with the body first thing. Once that was done, I come back here, find a shovel, bring it back. I just had to do at least that much, but I was so tired. I don't want to do it. This game was getting me nowhere. If I started getting complacent, everything would be for naught. At some point, I had sat down, grit my teeth, endured, lifted my heavy hips. The night was young. Of all the nights I experienced, I've never been this long. When would it end? The night was young. Oh, we still going. Lights at home were dazzling bright. Suddenly, they reminded me how hungry I was. Checked the clock and saw it was almost 7. I thought for sure it was 2 or 3 in the morning already. I was surprised how much my biological clock had gotten up from just one night. There was a warm light coming from the curtains in the living room window. The worlds between here and worlds beyond those curtains were still different. If that man hadn't showed up, I would have been in that light. Be excited for the festival, and we talked to my parents about how much fun I had with all my friends. And then, even though the made a hot meal for me, I would have eaten too much of the stalls, barely eat any of it, and go back to my room. Now that I've crawled my futon and easily let myself fall asleep. Right now, it's completely different. There wasn't a single ember of warmth from those weak street lights. Right now, I was unconnected to any time spent with my family, and never warm food, nor allowed time for myself to sleep. My body exposed to cold rain and used to accomplish what I must. I realized how timid, how cowardly I was becoming. What purpose did I need to kill someone so badly? That was worth feeling this terrible. Lost sight of that purpose. Selected the fastest, most fun warrior inside Satoko and executed without hesitation. The man was dead. He was gone. He would never ever hurt Satoko again. We all sought frantically for days to the end of Satoko's problem. Finally, with no options, we gave up. We needed solved it one night. By myself, without anyone's help. I thought now Satoko would make it her uncle. When he returned. She might be sitting the night trembling in fear when he yelled at her for how it tasted. But her uncle wouldn't come home unless we killed the wrong guy. She would have to fear his wrath, and I'd let him make her feel sad. I see. I did it. I successfully saved Satoko! Yay! Actually, a saver.
そっか。
You did it.
I did something good! That's right! I did something good, didn't I? The hot tears coming from my eyes. So I first realized the exhaustion I've been feeling was actually guilt. A blade of guilt. For one while now, I've been scalping away his tips, hurting my heart. It hurt so bad I couldn't stand it. It was throbbing painfully. It hurt so much it was painful that I cried. Cried tears of joy at saving Satoko. I don't know why, really anymore. I just cried. My tears fell and fell. I stood there for a while, coming to terms with those warm tears. My heart was comforted a little. Alright, my body, Keiichi. That's enough. There's nothing to regret or feel ashamed about. Except for first-degree murder. Both my body and mind were thoroughly exhausted, and that's a fact. So natural I couldn't feel anything. Even tomorrow and the day after that, I might not be able to feel anything for a while. But there was one thing that was true. There was one indisputable fact that I had saved Satoko. One day we surely be rewarded. One day I'll be proud of how distressing the entire enterprise I would undertake to get Satoko's smile back. And as I could wait for that day, I tried to put finishing touches on this night. If I left it undone, everything I accomplished today would be for naught. I looked back up at the sky, which I didn't look like stop raining anytime soon. Then I rubbed my eyes and summoned forth every energy from my core once again. How long did I plan on spacing out? Is it time for daydreaming? Someone could find the corpse this very moment. That pessimistic thought was proof the very natural emotion of fear had returned to me. So all I returned to fear spurred me onwards. Went to look for the other shovel and lantern inside the storage room. Fortunately, I remember that would look like around the street light that his body was near. How dark it was quite possible I wouldn't have been able to look for it either. I didn't realize that when I left the place, so the idea of memorizing the spot hadn't crossed my mind. And that's why I had to call it fortunate I managed to get back to the body like this. A big muddy puddle. Half the thing when he sunk in a swamp-like pool of water. I realized afterwards there was an unused irrigation channel right nearby that clogged would fall.
Oh. Hmm. Huh.
Why do I sound like a Minecraft villager?
I mean, that's gonna make. I don't know.
I checked around me, paying very close attention, and turned off the lantern. Game pitch black, my eyes got used to the darkness for a moment, and once I managed to reach the street light on the other side, I was able to make out even faint lights. I stuck the shovel into the puddle right next to the corpse. I didn't listen here and I saw it, and the shovel tipped easily slid inside. I had to hurry and dig a tunnel. Like that one song from The Lion King in 1.5. Wait, that movie hasn't come out yet. Well, digging a hole and sliding on the beach. Easy to dig, but no matter what, the muddy water kept flowing in, covering the hole. The digging wasn't going as well as I hoped. I dug, and the water would go in, and I couldn't sense of how deep it was. The only to measure me was my own, very long foot in mud. I'm digging just fine. Alright, don't be disheartened. Dig a tunnel. Occasionally a car would come by the road and I hide myself in the trees. Everyone was only passing through. They wouldn't have their eyes peeled in this kind of darkness. Oh my god, is that my Barlocoon fucking hiding a body? No, honey, it's just a trick of the light. Cars I couldn't have to witness here. There's a distance I could spot the cars were getting gradually shorter. At first I noticed the splashing sounds from really far away as cars drove through them. I started noticing less and less, and each car that passed by I didn't notice until the headlights were upon me. I felt my senses grow duller by the second. Someone were to take a peek in secret as I was burying the body at the worst possible time. Maybe I wouldn't even notice. When I thought that, I took a good look around with me. Browsed my half-sleep senses and searched for the signs of near presence nearby. What if I found someone who spied me from the trees? Carpenter's feelings startled me, glaring. It was that I was to dig another hole. Jesus, Keiichi! I come this far already.
He's got blood.
I want for perfection and how much more I had to pay. I don't kind of face something at a time, but it definitely was a frequently glaring one. I finally reached a conclusion. Nobody was present. I breathed a sigh of relief. I'm digging this mud out here. It was deep enough to go up to my knees. Maybe this was enough. Maybe I threw a corpse in this and as a test. Swallow, get my breathing under control. How much I beating him, I was afraid of touching the corpse. Instead, I dragged it out by the feet by the hole. The more than that is a waggle and tug to do it. Of course, it did. Considering this man's weight was easily 80 kilograms. Rallied my strength and dragged him. Before my groundless fears, when I started moving again, had vanished long ago. His body fit perfectly into that muddy hole. That's more than deep enough. Alright, let's bury him. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Perfect job burying it here, everything would be over. Hiding in the hole and none of this would have ever happened. A little farther to go finish everything. I was racked with pointless anxiety, like it was a race against time. It's like an absorbent delusion that if I bury the body quickly, it might come back to life. In case of great rush, I poured mud and dirt into the hole. Worked effectively. Someone might be finding me here. Someone had just killed him, but not anymore. I was arrested with such absolute fear that someone saw me, it would be all over. That should work off, it was a total mess. Splish, splash, squish, squash. Good search for the shovel across the ground, trying to make it flat. Completely covered in mud at that point. The rain washed off my body like a body, but now my back and clothing. My body and mind were caked with panic and fear and rain, sweat, and mud. My shoulders heaving, I threw down the shovel and sat down in the mud. I was so exhausted I wanted to lie down right there and sleep. It was over. It's time. For realsies. It was over. Is the Higurashi crying? I don't think it is. Down at the bottom of wet dirt. Right this moment, there was traces of this place had been dug, but the rain and flowing water would completely cover it within moments. Yes, it was over. And then I fell over backwards, face up in the mud. Rain drops from my face without mercy, but I didn't care. I was staying here for a while, resting my mind. I got up again. It was over. So let's go home. We buried the whole thing. Now it's like it never happened. It never happened, so there's no reason for me to stay out here and get rained on. Fall to my feet. I wouldn't use the shovel anymore. Considered this assembly, but I have the strength of my absolute exhaustion. I didn't really need to take it apart anyway. Dragging the shovel behind me, I headed towards the light. Stood my bike and lay on the grass road. Still assemble shovel in the front basket. Put the shovel down on my back on the shirt like I owned a baseball bat. Like the bat, the corner of it was on my back, making it very painful. Select my posterior liver will fall out behind me. I ended up having to carry the shovel in my left hand, ride my bike either on my right. Oh, that was a state of total exhaustion. This was a downpour. Did you get the lantern too? One hand on the handlebars. I was swaying to it like a junk. I didn't really care. Even swaying like this, I got a little closer to home, even without my pedals. I saw two lights swaying slowly in front of me. Car was approaching.
Shit.
Oh no, I need to get out of the way. Far away in the shadows of darkness, a car appeared. Keiichi gets hit by a car and everything ends. Dozens of lights washed over me. Driver made
Oh,
sure to
shit.
honk of the horn for me out the middle of the road. I had to get out of the way. Kept telling myself that, but when I was riding one-handed, I was so exhausted I couldn't do anything. Wobble, 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 wobble. Making the belt, but not going to the right or the left. The driver decided to swerve out of the way right in front of me. Without lowering his speed much, he came towards me. Outline grew larger in my vision. Telling myself again, I really need to get the fuck out of the way. I took a hammer in the direction and lost my balance, fell over, bike and all. I showed one foot got caught in the bike. This was seriously bad! My drowsiness quickly vanished and a cold sweat broke out of my skin. Driver quickly spun the wheel on the left, made a clockwise U-turn, and came right up to me and stopped. I hope it's not somebody I know. That'd be very inconvenient. Idiot, what are you doing here? Pretty sure someone would yell at me like that. Oh god, it's someone I know.
Oh.
Woman's voice. One I knew. You know what? If there's anyone I can trust with a secret in this town, I feel like it's her.
Takano-san.
Not gonna lie, the amount of relief that I felt when I first saw her in this scene, I was like, oh my god.
Rain was too hard to see the moon.
Thank god.
Takano-san unfolded an umbrella and smiled as she spoke. Am I covered
The
in
one
moon?
person who I could believe
Would help me hide a body.
You know, yeah, would help me hide a body.
Oh, thank god, Takano. It could have been fucking Irie or Oishi or Tomitake. Burying a body. Okay, so I guess the rain washed all the blood away. Lucky him.
Oh.
She got me here via her car. She didn't know what I was just doing. And yet she smiled as she thought she knew everything. Calm down, my bad, Keiichi. That's my catchphrase. She always makes that mysterious looking smile, remember? Don't let her onto anything. Let's let you dig your own grave. Da-da.
噂じゃあなたゴルフクラブで野球に参加したそうだけどそのシャベルもつまりはそういうこと傘の代わりってわけかしら
There's no good lie here. If I could just do that, things will work out. Unfortunately, I am my bar Keiichi.
宝探しにダム現場に行った時にこれを
I am
忘れて
terrible
きちゃ
at
ったん
lying.
ですよ。
ふーんそれをこの土砂降りの中取りに行ったわけ
家を出た時は降るとは思いませんでしたので。
あら降り出したのは結構前よあなたずいぶん前から表にいるのね
まあそのお月歩いてましたから。
それにしたってあなた向こうからこっちに向かってきたんでしょダムとは場所も方向も正反対よ
Takano-san was crazy weird. Something abnormal was happening with me. Played her little word game. She was driving me into a corner. Maybe she had vague guess just the situation what I've been doing. My timing really sucked to run into her of all people all times. At the very end, I could only be frustrated at my terrible luck. Done so much, and the end was literally right around the corner. Why, right at the very end, did I run into her of all people? What do you do, my bada Keiichi? You're still holding something that could be a dangerous weapon. Will you silence Takano-san? It would be simple to kill Takano-san. Dealing with the car she come with afterwards would be an issue. Couldn't tell I have a car. Completely different from a motorbike. But even if the car was here, as long as there was no proof I killed her. Yes, tonight's downpour without any prior planning, all by coincidence, a hit and run. As long as I didn't drop a handkerchief with my initial on them, they would never know I killed her. Now let me go wipe that sweat with my handkerchief that has my name on it. Or my body.
怖い顔いじめすぎちゃったかしら
I had sometimes laugh myself and thankfully stop talking about it. But the dark clouds in my mind didn't go away.
それはそうといつまで自転車にまたがったまま地面に這いつくばってるつもりそろそろどいてくれるかしら
When she would leave. I tried to get the bicycle up and out of the way, but then twisted my ankle on it and fell over. It's a sharp pain in the ankle I twisted. Nonsense. Sprained ankle now?
あら、大丈夫？ひょっとしてひねっちゃった？
Takano-san squats down to take a good look at the ankle I kept rubbing. Compressed into my facial expression to fairly try to gauge how bad the wound was.
立てる？
They expect to, but I couldn't even stand. All I could do was shamelessly wriggle on the ground like a caterpillar. Takano-san looked at the watch and left the car, and after a single moment opened the passenger seat door. Then gave me her shoulder to stand up with.
家まで送るわ。なんだか私が跳ねたみたいで嫌な気持ちだけどね。
すみません。
見捨てるのも気の毒だし、私が優しい人でよかったわね。
Nobody good has ever called themselves a nice person, but that would have been a terrible thing to say to someone holding over like this. Takano's hand sat down in the passenger seat. Takano-san went around the back and looked at my bike on the ground.
自転車は後日ってことにはならない？
Clearly cleared up her face that she thought it would be a pain since it would be heavy and get her car dirty. But my bike has the name my borrower written on it. Couldn't leave it out here like this.
なんとか車に詰めませんか？ないと困るんで。
トランクはもういっぱいなの。後部座席なんかに積んだらシートが泥で汚れちゃうわ。まあ、あなたを乗せた時点でもう十分に汚れてるんだけれども。
Turned back to see and see someone folding bicycle over there already. Still looked big enough to fit my bike in there as well. I should reflect my thoughts, and the exact thoughts to get through to her.
わかったわわかったわ。積んであげる。今夜だけはお姉さんも優しくしてあげるわ。
Takano-san came over mean jokes when I hosted my bike and loaded into the backseat for me. Maybe that's one thing, but you know about that eerie smile of hers? I want to leave this shovel here. The shovel could be directly connected to the buried body and to me.
ついでで申し訳ないんですけど、シャベルもお願いしていいですか？
Takano-san gave me a clearly dubious expression.
別にいいけど大事なもの？
The more I talk, the worse it gets to me. That's how I felt, and forced myself to answer her. Eventually, outlasted by silence, Takano gave a short shrug and sigh.
はいはいわかったわ。僕はシャベルがないと困っちゃうんでしょ。そんな怖い目しなくてもいいわよ。
Takano brought over the shovel and was lying in the mud of the road. I clutched it over and never let go of it again. Takano-san watched me with a puzzled look.
じゃあ行くわよ。前原くんのお家ってあの前原屋敷でいいんでしょ。
なんでみんなうちのことを前原屋敷って呼ぶんですか？
だって現にお屋敷じゃない。お金持ちが羨ましいわ。
I'm upper middle class. Takano pulled his on the handbrake and stepped on the gas. After marking a skillful U-turn using his shoulder of the road, she steadily increased in speed. The rear mirror that cursed in place and fell into the darkness.
慣れた？
すみません。よく聞こえませんでした。今なんて？
It was so honestly I didn't catch it. Go ahead, Takano-san said the same thing one more time.
したい。
What? That's not what you said before.
上手に埋められた？
Oh, that is.
Huh.
Huh. I thought my heart might beat out of my chest, but it let it show. But my lungs were squeezed tight and I couldn't breathe. Oh no, it's the song that hurt my ears.
何を言ってるんですか？
こういう山奥に死体を埋めるときはね、結構深く掘らないと野犬とかが匂いを嗅ぎつけて掘り返しちゃうことも多いのよ。野犬が加えてた人骨で事件が発覚。 警察一帯を山狩りへなんて結構ないことじゃないのよ。
Pound, pound, clang, clang. Huge rusted bells started ringing in my head. Had I buried it so deep I could say it absolutely wouldn't be found? The answer was no. Such a rush to bury him, I got overworked. I couldn't die how being possibly buried it too close to the surface. No, wait. That's not. Wait, anyway. This woman, how does she know? She hadn't passed by her here in the car by coincidence. She's ran into each other by coincidence. She had been watching the entire thing from the trees. Once I left, she came back here in the car? Didn't make any logical sense. Ow. So then why? Maybe she's just really good at reading you, Keiichi. My body, Keiichi. That's it. You need to kill her. My entire body reawakened. I can feel my pupils dilate. Couldn't possibly be her to death with a shovel in such a small car. Then I will use my hands and strangle her. But then she was driving right now. If I strangle her, we might get into an accident. Suddenly Takano turned around and looked at me.
ボケもツッコミもなし。
The moment I was surprised what she was talking about.
私たちあんまり相性は良くないみたいね。
I'm a minor, ma'am. Takano said that at this point, returning to her gaze ahead. Repeated the words she just said a few times in my head, and finally realized she meant it as an off-colored joke. No, whether it was really a joke, but I'm able to fool her no matter how many lies I told. Right now, her driving a car like this, I couldn't kill her. I would have an even harder time doing it when I got back to my house. The moment we met has been my best chance. To have missed it so easily, it hurt. After that, Takano-san didn't say a single word. The car was completely buried in almost suffocating silence. What kind of woman had I run into? For everything that happened today, I managed to pull it off. At the very end of it all, I had to go back home and sleep. What bad luck. My sleepiness gradually overtook me, and anxiety I felt started to matter less and less. Is this alright, my body, Keiichi? Probably should not leave this woman alive. Right now, I'm tired. Step on the brakes and I jerk against my seatbelt. Ah, god damn it, I'm not doing that Squidward gif again.
Not again.
That woke me up. So I must have fallen asleep by accident. Look out the window. There was a big building with faint lights on. It's really dark out, but immediately it was my house.
今ご家族を呼んでくるわね。少しの間だけど一人でお留守番できるかしら。
バカにしないでください。それにほらもう大丈夫です。一人で歩けますから。
あらあら、さっきは痛そうな顔して肩まで借りたのに、ひょっとしてお姉さんに甘えてみたかったから。
Ma'am, I'm a minor. Without talking about spells, she left the car open and opened her umbrella. Sound of falling raindrops were fierce as always. Patiently reached down and rubbed the ankle I twisted. There was still some pain and a little weirdness, but they weren't that bad anymore. Rather than be happy about how light the wound was, I first forget this whole thing. If I hadn't twisted my ankle, I could have still taken the option of killing Takano-san right then and there. Probably wouldn't have doubt Takano-san was convinced I was involved in some sort of crime. She knew about everything happening with Satoko, then she might have already guessed I killed somebody. Click click. Takano-san opened the passenger side door for me.
本当に肩は必要ないかしら。もう一回だけ甘えてもいいのよ。
Order and answer by getting out of the car myself. No, it's still pretty intense. Got my bicycle out of the back seat. It's a bit curious who the other bike belonged to, but it didn't really matter right now. I thought Takano-san holding the umbrella over me and then pushed the bike as well up to my front door.
ありがとうございます。もうここまでで大丈夫です。
I hadn't caused hurt so much earlier that I still did. But I agree that I hadn't been that bad. It really was seriously terrible overluck.
じゃあ私はこれで失礼するわね。前原君と二人きりで夜のドライブだったなんてみんなには内緒よ。特に二郎さんにはね。
Jiro-san? Oh, she meant Tomitake-san. Oh, she calls him by his first name. Full name must be Jiro Tomitake then. No shit. Then the other bike, the only one in the back seat I didn't care about first, something came to mind. Hey, where is he anyway? Hey, excuse me, you're from Imazawa, right? The day before yesterday, as I walked in a damn half asleep, Tomitake-san and talked to me. And the bicycle is riding, it was.
あの後ろに積んであった自転車、富武さんのですよね。
Takano signs eyes, signature sharpened for a moment.
どうしてそう思うのかし
以前に会った時見てますから。フレームも特徴的でしたし。
Sorry.
ら。でもおかしくないかしら。この自転車が二郎さんのものだなんてことありえると思う？
おかしいって。
Keiichi, you shouldn't have said anything. But it peers into my eyes.
だってひなみ沢には民宿なんてないのよ。なら二郎さんは町に泊まっていることになるわよね。
そうなんですか？まあそうならそうなんじゃないですか。
町からひなみ沢まではとても歩いてなんか行き来できないわよね。バスだって走ってないし、せめて自転車くらいはなきゃね。
You need to tell me that. That's why Jiro-san was riding a bike.
その二郎さんの自転車が私の車に積んであって、二郎さんは私の車に乗っていないならおかしいじゃない。二郎さんはひなみ沢で自転車なしってことに
Yeah,
なっ
probably
ちゃ
because
う
you're
わね。
driving him and you
二
left
郎
him.
さんを放っておいて自転車だけが私の車に積んであるなんてね、ありえないでしょ。
She spoke, Takano-san made her eyes like a hawk. Fortunately, I didn't really understand, because I'm stupid. What was so odd?
それの何がおかしいんですか？高野さんは富武さんとは仲がいいんですよね。何かのようで自転車を積んであげたって別におかしいことだとは思わないですけれど。
そうじゃないでしょ。つまりこのひなみ沢において二郎さんとその自転車がバラバラに存在するこ
Is
と
there
は
a
あ
bus
りえない
station
という
between
こと
now
な
and
の
the point?
以上の理由からこの自転車が二郎さんのものであるわけがない。理解できたかしら。
Takano's on the roundabout way talking. It was hard to comprehend. But that earnestness, I could feel that vague dreadfulness I did not like at all. But this was the most wild, instinctive part of me, wanted not to pry.
あれは私の自転車なのよ。二郎さんに選んでもらったからセンスが似てるのは間違いないけれどね。
あ、そうだったんですか。道理で似てるとは。
Hi!
私とあなたは
Hi,
今出会わな
Takano.
かった。
Never saw each other. Gotcha. Why do your boobs look like that? Why are they so down your body?
I have no clue. It's like that on the other spread for too.
Yeah, like that's like it's like her boobs is literally
Uh.
like 2 inches above her waistline. That's not
Yeah.
it's not how they work. Now she's talking about
She's
something
got
completely
really
different.
saggy tits. Don't judge.
何を言ってるんですか？
But the cleavage even starts
私
very
とあなた
low.
は
She's got saggy tits.
出会わなかった。
I say there not knowing what to say. Takano repeated her eerie, succulent face to me again.
私とあなたは
Keiichi, she's giving you an out.
出会わなかった。私とあなた恋出会わなかった。
Okay, we never saw each other. Let me cold and pleasant, call up my spine. Keiichi, you just murdered someone. Don't be pulling this shit. I had before. Before I came to the conclusion, I only had one chance to beat this woman to death to keep her quiet. I couldn't hesitate, so I tell her that she arrived at the very same conclusion. Instincts warned me again.
Oh,
I should
boy.
have met this woman. Faint sense like a rotten smell drifting from this woman was no doubt the exact same sense I was getting off right now. Very particular aspiration, the lack of uncertainty of taking a human's life for no purpose. One of those who have risen above everything had. Actually, maybe I should call it nausea. Maybe I should just get out of here. Why do I monologue so much? No one's the same as me. In other words, someone who shouldn't have been here. Someone I couldn't have let anyone know was here. Someone who nobody would have wanted to see. And now that we could calmly pretend as though we never met. Yes. Which meant that I just wanted to have nothing else to do with her. She didn't want anything else to do with me either. She too wanted to make it so we never met. Both wish for the same thing. Our desires were the same, which meant Takano-san's suggestion was extremely practical. I cannot outright refuse.
それでいいならそういうことでもいいです。俺と高野さんは今夜出会わなかった。
そうよね。あなたにとってもその方がいいでしょうから。
どうしてそう思うんですか？
Why would you ask that, Keiichi?
いちいちうるさいわね。それくらい自分で考えられないの、坊や。
She cut me off for the condescending word boy. Right in front of my house, a place well suited to killing. Yes, there was a frozen thirst for blood coming from both of us. We'll be killed right here, right now. Yeah, and I should have definitely beaten her as we passed each other. Damp, greasy sweat broke out on my body. That's fine. If you want me, then you can come to me anytime. When I made up my mind, she shook her hair elegantly and turned on her heel.
よかったわね。私が優しい人で。
It was good. How? Because she was a kind person? Well, that Keiichi, would you stop asking questions and just go inside? You have no sense of self-preservation, I swear to fucking God.
You guys, bro, has the survival instincts of a fucking
Goldfish.
piece of paper.
Accomplishment. A holy night of Horishiro-sama's curse, on which one was taken in life was allowed. On the terribly rainy night where the demons wandered, and ancients of Horishiro-sama's will. Demons were never supposed to meet, but suddenly they did. The demons parted ways triumphantly. There was no reason for them to fight. Most of the objectives have already been accomplished. The rain hitting me like a waterfall, my eyes met with Takano-san through the car window. Female demon, her mouth twisted and distorted, a fearless smile. It was too late to kill her. Far too late. In that first moment, the very moment we saw each other, I had my best chance. And now that we are parted like this, I was accurately aware of it. I should not have let her live. She beeped her horn quickly and then drove her car away into the deluge. One woman who knew that really happened tonight disappeared into the dark. As long as she was alive, this night would never really end. Just get into an accident, I thought to myself. In this downpour, slip on some mud or something, and fly face first in the tree, and die. I was an illusion, a wild-fight of fantasy. It was an earnest wish. Yes, it was a command. Shine. Shine! And keep your mouth shut for eternity. Because I had no doubt wishing for me to die all the same. My curse upon my fate ended as Takano-san's tail lights disappeared into utter darkness. Her car's lights were completely out of sight now. And the sound of the engine faded into the sound of the heavy rain and was inaudible now. I too turned on my heel. Draw the curtains on this insane night. Opened my front door and ended all. Began walking towards the front door. It was covered in mud and I made squishing sounds every step I took. Squish. Squish. Don't worry, Keiichi, my brother. Squish. Squish. She'll die. Squish. Squish. Her end will be miserable as she is. I'll throw her in some flames alive and let her dance until she's burnt to a crisp. Burn her to ashes in the fires of hell itself. She roasts as much as she deserves.
そう願うぜ。本気でな。
Squish. Huh? Just now, I hadn't taken a step. And yet, a footstep. Without motion, I turned around. There was a footprint that wasn't my own, and obviously someone else was behind me. Was somebody else there? I was sick of this. Whoever it was, I was sick of everything tonight. This time I would kill them. I'd kill them without a second thought. I wouldn't hesitate to turn around and dig another hole. Fortunately, there was nobody there. I wasn't going to have to kill any more people tonight. This night, I could handle any more of it. An extra footstep each time I stopped would just put me down being tired. Fire from hell! Victim of the 5th year.
Yeah.
Taking extra steps. Brush by a close encounter.
Another step. Yay.
はい、もしもし。救急ですか？消防ですか？
消防です。
火事ですか？事故ですか？落ち着いて話してください。
多分火事だと思います。こちらは中部高速の下級地サービスエリアなんですけどね。裏の山からなんだかすっごい火と煙が上がってるのが見えるんですよ。あんなところ誰も立ち入らないからなんで火がついてるのかよくわかんないですけど、とにかく連絡した方がいいと思って。
Oh shit, it was Rachel Amber.
山火事にならないとも限らないし。
わかりました。すぐに現場を確認しますので、そちら様のお名前とすぐに連絡のつく電話番号、それから
消防司令部より通達。G ブロック西側山斜面にて不審火の通報あり。街道から離れていることからカップルの焚き火か不法投棄のゴミに放火したかの可能性があります。現場は深い森林地帯。周辺に民家はないが延焼の可能性あり。直ちに現場を確認されたし。
消防署ですか。こちらは G ブロック第3消防分隊です。通報の現場にさっき到着。ドラム缶が一つ山中に放棄され炎上しているのを確認しました。火は鎮火しつつあり延焼の可能性はなしで、そのドラム缶の中に多分人じゃないかと思うんです。人らしきものが灯油か何かで焼かれたという感じで、その警察の人にも連絡した方がいいんじゃないかと思いまして。間違いねえよ。これ人だよ。
今年のたたりってことっすかね。
そういうことになるんですかね。毎年いろんな殺し方を見せてくれますが、今年は特に際立っていますね。
自分で自分の喉をかき破るなんて普通じゃないっす。
あとは鑑識のじい様に任せましょう。きっと何かの怪しげな薬物を検出してくれるに違いありません。
お疲れ様です。お疲れ様です。
ああ、大石さん、小宮山さんたちが到着しました。
大石さん、お疲れ様です。今年は一等来てるのが出たらしいじゃないですか。
裏をかかれました。私はてっきり今夜死ぬのは北条哲平だとばかり思ってた。
仏は何者です？
富武二郎。年に何回かひなみ沢に来てる趣味の写真家さんです。ノーマークだったな。
どうなんでしょうね。北条宅にずっと張り付いてたのがバレてターゲットを変更した。
Oh, it's a good thing I didn't go there then.
恨めったな。
で、北条哲平の方は何も問題なし。
ねえ、夕方頃に娘が祭りに出かけて、その少し後にバイクで出かけまして、先に娘が帰ってきて、あれまだ帰ってないかな。どっかで飲んだくれてるのかな。
大石さんいらっしゃいますか。高杉課長からです。1号車の無線にお願いします。
No, don't end it there! Fuck you. Oh, yay, 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 yay. Ay, 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 ay.
Man.
Holy shit, it's been an hour and
What are
40
you
minutes.
thinking? What are you thinking?
So Tomitake-san died the same way,
Mm-hmm.
and the burning body that was apparently Takano-san is still there, but maybe it wasn't Takano-san because of the whole Walking Dead thing.
Mm-hmm.
Takano killed someone, and I also killed Tepe.
Or is that Takano?
Griffin, shut the fuck up. It's her twin sister.
Shakano.
Don't do this to me right now. Don't do this to me.
God damn it, another twin. It's getting out of hand. Now there's four of them.
Well, if Takano is reported dead or missing tomorrow, then Keiichi can rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So?
Any last words, Griffin?
Nah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
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 Just keep telling me stuff then. Yeah, it'll be all good.
Yeah. Until then, have a gay all time, y'all. Peace.
Alright.